On finding meaning. Why is finding intrinsic meaning such a difficult feat when we have an abundance of resources available at our disposal? How is it that anxiety, depression, the wealth gap, loneliness, and stress-related diseases are all on the rise as science and technology continue to evolve? The call for meaning in our lives triumphs fleeting happiness, helps us sustain hope in the face of adversity, and is the fire that ignites us all to realizing our legend. We are all born with a blueprint that has to be brought forward through natural curiosity and the activation of new genes through the exploration of art, culture and knowledge. The alternative is to ignore the daemon and suppress this calling, leading to a fall into despair, nihilism and neurosis. Jordan Peterson, author of Beyond Order, 12 More Rules for Life, writes, "Our own personal motivations begin in hidden form and remain that way because we don't want to know what we are up to. The wheat remains unseparated from the chaff, the gold remains in the clutches of the dragon, and does the virgin. The philosopher's stone remains undiscovered in the gutter, and the information hidden in the round chaos beckoning remains unexplored. Such omission is the voluntary refusal of expanded consciousness. After all, the pathway to the Holy Grail has its beginning in the darkest part of the forest, and what you need remains hidden where you least want to look." Our sense of meaning in today's modern age is being oppressed through an elusive form of instant gratification and the exploitation of our dopamine circuit and biases. Instead of gratifying ourselves using science with natural stimuli such as nature, touch, community and whole foods, we are drugged with an evasive form of superstimuli designed for us to consume false information from biased algorithms, a false sense of negative emotions through the comparison of airbrushed highlight reels, a false sense of fear through outrageously isolated news stories, a false sense of achievement from gaming, a false sense of touch through porn, and a false sense of community through filter bubbles. Carl Jung, author of Man and His Symbols, writes, "Nowadays, more and more people, especially those who live in large cities, suffer from a terrible emptiness and boredom, as if they are waiting for something that never arrives. Movies and television, spectator sports, and political excitements may divert them for a while, but again and again, exhausted and disenchanted, they have to return to the wasteland of their own lives. The only adventure that is still worthwhile for modern man lies in his inner realm of the unconscious psyche. We have a natural bias to navigate towards the positive and recline from the negative. Meaning can only be found through the pain of expanding our comfort zone. However, the fear of pain leads us to escape through instant gratification from infinite scrolling. The elusive fear of pain is usually greater than the feeling of pain itself. The consequences of this insidious form of consumption leads us to lacking motivation through a depleted dopamine circuit, a lack of energy and compassion from a depleted cortex, and a lack of meaning through overstimulation. Meaning, our life's task, is outnumbered and buried under this elusive form of stimuli, and we need to save it for our sake. Robert Sapolsky, author of Behave, The Biology of Humans at Our Best and Worst, writes, "One example concerns how much the frontal cortex has to do with willpower. Harking back to the material covered in the last chapter, various studies, predominantly by Roy Barsmeister of Florida State University, show that when the frontal cortex labors hard on some cognitive task, immediately afterwards, individuals are more aggressive and less empathic, charitable and honest. Metaphorically, the frontal cortex says, 'Screw it, I'm tired and I don't feel like thinking about my fellow human.' This seems related to the metabolic costs of the frontal cortex doing the harder thing. During frontally demanding tasks, blood glucose levels drop and frontal function improves if subjects are given a sugary drink, with control subjects consuming a drink with a non-nutritious sugar substitute. Moreover, when people are hungry, they become less charitable and more aggressive, for example choosing more severe punishment for an opponent in a game. Through limiting, working through, and annihilating our exposure to such manufactured forms of stimuli, and returning to the science-backed ways of cultivating meaning, we can then begin to connect the dots looking backwards to unearth what was hidden all along. By removing stimuli that tilts us towards dopamine depletion or chronic stress, we can eventually use our newfound energy to explore our curiosity and return to a state of allostasis to see that the speck of light flickering is guiding us on a path to realizing our legend." Okay everyone, that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe and click on the notification icon and share this video if you felt you've learned something new. To find out more about how we can become the best version of ourselves and develop more awareness in our lives, check out circlo.com, circlo.com, and share this video to help spread the word. I'll be making more videos about the biology, science, and psychology of design, and how we can design a world that we can be proud to live in. I am on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Substack, and all the other social medias to help spread the message, so take a look for unique content. Thanks so much, and see you all soon.